Hey, what's up, guys? My name's Twitcher T-Scored, and today I'm bringing you guys MOAB with Every Camouflage, episode number 6. This is actually a 37-0 flawless M4A1 MOAB, playing 6v6 domination on interchange. So I go 37-0 in this game, and I actually don't die for the entire game, and I thought it was a really nice MOAB overall. So hopefully you guys will enjoy the gameplay. I want to talk today for about 5.5 minutes about my whole entire track career through high school, because I ran track for 4 years, and it became a really big part of my life. And I just want to go through and tell you guys all the times that I ran and the memories I made and stuff like that. So basically, guys, I started doing track freshman year. I had never really been a runner before. All I had ever done was play basketball from like 3rd to 8th grade. And then I came out freshman year and I started to do track, and I became a distance runner. I started to do long distance races, and the coach that I had for the last 4 years, he's one of the coolest guys that I've ever met. And he actually ran track at Ohio State and cross country as well. And he was one of the best runners in Canada back when he was in high school. So he's a really good runner, and his mile time was like 4:05. Like, he was a really amazing runner back in high school and back in college. And I had a lot of fun with him as my coach, and he's just he's always going to have a special place in my heart. He's the best coach I've ever had in any sport. I learned a lot from my coach, and he was just a really awesome guy. So basically, guys, I came out freshman year, and in my first race ever, I ran a 5:11 1500 meter, which is exactly a 5.5 minute mile, which I thought was pretty good, actually. A 5.5 minute mile for being my first race ever, I thought that was pretty good. And then in the 800 meter, it was my first time ever doing that, which is like a half mile, and I ran a 2:30, so, 2:30 for half mile, I thought that was pretty good. And overall, guys, my freshman year, the best meet that I had was actually at my own school. It was like a home meet, and it was the JV only meet, and I got first in the entire meet for the 800 and the 1500. So even though it was JV only, I got first place in both of my events, and I just remember that was one of the best meets that I'll ever have. Like, even though my times weren't as good as they are now by any means, I got first in the entire meet for the 800 and the 1500 for both JV events. And so after that point, guys, I kind of knew, like, I was pretty good at this. I was only 14 years old at this point, and I knew that I would be pretty good at track if I just kept on running the next few years. And so by the end of my freshman year, guys, my 800 time was 2:19. And then my 1500 time was 4:40, and I actually ran varsity for the 1500 in my last meet of the year. So at this point, you guys, it was the last meet of my freshman year, and I knew that I would become varsity if I ran track the next few years. In the 4:40 1500 that I ran at districts, or actually it was the meet before districts, but the 4:40 that I ran is exactly a 5-minute mile, so I kind of eclipsed the 5-minute mile barrier, and it was actually the 6th fastest freshman mile in school history. And so I thought that was pretty impressive. And then my sophomore year, guys, I was varsity for the 800 all season, and then for the 1500 I was still JV. My times really weren't as good as they were the year before, but basically, guys, my sophomore year I got to run in a lot of invitationals, which are Saturday meets that are varsity only, and my 800 time went from 2:19 to 2:09, so I improved by about 10 seconds, which I thought was pretty awesome. And then for the 1500, you guys, I only improved from 4:40 to 4:39, so I only improved by 1 second, but the sophomore year was my year for the 800. I had a lot of fun running the 800 in like invitationals and varsity meets and stuff like that. So then my junior year, guys, I started to actually do the 3000 meter race as well, which is almost 2 miles. It's half a lap less than 2 miles. And basically, guys, I was varsity the entire season for the 800, the 1500, and the 3000. And my 800 time went from 2:09 to like basically a faster 2:09. So I didn't really have any improvement in the 800, but I ran it varsity like 9 times, and I was varsity for the entire year. And then for the 1500, you guys, I went from 4:39 to 4:29, so I actually improved by 10 seconds, which is kind of a lot. And then in the 3000, you guys, it was my first year doing the 3000, but I ran a 10:12, and then I improved by 4 seconds, and I ran a 10:08. So those were all my times junior year. It was a really successful year. It was my first year running varsity in every single event the entire year, and I got my second varsity letter. I got a varsity letter my sophomore year because of the 800. I was varsity the entire year. So then this year, guys, my senior year, I ran varsity the entire year again for the 800, the 1500, and the 3000. In my 3,000 meter time, you guys, I ended up running a 950 and then a 940 and then a 941 or like a 942 and then a 941 and then a 934 at districts. So something that's amazing, you guys, is in the 3,000 meter race. Over the course of the 2 years I ran it, I ran the 3,000 6 times, and I improved every single time that I ran the race. So I set my new PR every single time that I ran it. A lot of people have off days or days they don't do as well, but I set a PR every single time, and I ended up running a 934 as my personal best for almost 2 miles. And then I ran a 422 at districts for the 1500, which was 7 seconds faster than my 429 junior year. And then in the 800, I went from a 209 to a 207. So what's amazing, you guys, is that my fastest times in my entire track history were the last times that I ran each event. My last ever 800 was 207, my last ever 1500 was 422, and my last ever 3000 was 934. So my 3 fastest times ever were the last 3 times that I ran each event. And then my 934 3000 was the 7th fastest senior time in school history. My 422 1500 was the 7th fastest senior time in school history as well. And believe it or not, you guys, for the 800, the 1500, and the 3000, all 3 distance events, I had the fastest senior time at my school history in the last 5 years. So I was basically the fastest senior distance runner in 5 years, and I thought that was amazing. I'm going to add on about a minute more, guys, to talk to you guys some more. So hang on one second. Hey, what's up, guys? I just wanted to talk to you for like another minute. Basically, I had a really amazing time running track and field for the 4 years that I had in high school. I'm on a lot of the all-time record boards now for like my high school, and my high school is only 20 years old. It's not like 60 years old like some of these other schools, but I'm on all sorts of record boards for like all-time best senior times in school history. Over the course of the last 5 years in my school, I had the best senior time for the 800, the 1500, and the 3000, and I PR'd in every single event every single season. So a lot of people cannot say that they have off years, or years are kind of injured, or they have meets where they don't do as well. And I had my all-time PRs for every event in the last time that I ran them, and I PR'd in all 3 events every single season. So I've just gotten faster and faster and better every single year, and I was a team captain this senior year as well, and I just had an amazing time the last 4 years. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the commentary. Check the link down below to see all my track times the last 4 years. Peace out, guys.